Hey Russell fam, today we are going to be doing the 30 most common homeschool questions. Be back in just a second. All right, question number 1 is what should I know before I start homeschooling? There are 3 things that you should know before you start homeschooling. The first thing is you need to know what your state laws are and what is required of you. I'm going to leave a link down in the description box that has all of these questions and has links in there for you to help you find some of the answers that'll send you to websites that I'm talking about. The first thing that you need to know is your state law. The second thing you need to know is there are different types of homeschooling styles, and you need to figure out which one best fits your family. And if you don't know starting off, that's fine, but it's just a list of 10 that are suggestions that give you kind of a starting point to know how you want to run your homeschool. The third one is that you want to join a homeschool group. They are an excellent resource. Moms that have been in there for a while. I know when I first started homeschooling, I found a homeschool group and they were amazing help. They had many, many years of knowledge, so much information that I could pick their brain about, and that was so helpful for me, especially my first year. So those are the first 3 things. Question number 2. Why do parents decide to homeschool? This question is asked by everybody, and everybody's answer is different. It could be because you have a special needs student. It could be because you want a closer family. There is just a whole list of reasons why parents homeschool. So there is no right or wrong answer to that. Every answer is different depending on who you ask. Question number 3. How much does it cost to homeschool? There again, this is totally up to you. You can spend nothing, you can spend a little, and you can spend a whole lot of money. So I would suggest what I did my first year, and I have stayed with it, is get a boxed curriculum if this is your first year. And My Father's World is the boxed curriculum that we use. It plans everything out for you. It tells you what to say. It tells you what to do. I'll link a video up here in the iCard of an flip through of My Father's World Kindergarten and Rome to Reformation that we're currently working on. And also, you can homeschool for free. There is, it's called Easy Peasy All-in-One Homeschool. So that one is free. So yes, it does cost to homeschool, or you can do it for free. It just depends on what works best for your family. All right, number 4. What curriculum do I use? I use My Father's World. It is a boxed curriculum, but it doesn't always work for everybody. It doesn't work for every family. It works great for us. I homeschool multiple age children, so we are able to do a bunch of our lessons together because of this curriculum. We do history, science, Bible together. So that is the curriculum I use. There will also be a link down in the description box below of 17 most popular homeschools curriculums. So check that one out. Question number 5 is, can I homeschool for free? Yes, you can. There again, it's called Easy Peasy. There's Pinterest with lots of worksheets. You can spend as little or as less as you want in homeschooling, but you can homeschool for free. Is it bad to homeschool? In my opinion, it is not bad to homeschool. It works great for our family, but it doesn't work well for every family. So it just depends on you. Question number 7 is, how do I start homeschooling? This is different for every state. Every state has different requirements. Here in Mississippi, we are required to once a year check in and sign in with our truancy officer in our county, and that is all we have to do. We just have to check in to let them know that we are homeschooling our children. But there again, you need to check your state laws. Every state is different. If you are currently homeschooling your child, if your child is currently in public or private school and you are wanting to homeschool them, you have to withdraw them from their current school and follow your laws and regulations according to your state. Question number 8. What certification or qualifications do you need to homeschool? Every state is different, and every state has different rules, laws, regulations, that type stuff. But here are 11 states that require some form of qualification, and typically the qualification is a GED for the parents to homeschool their child. Those states are Georgia, New Mexico, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, Washington, and West Virginia. Question number 9 is, what is a homeschool-friendly state? A state that is considered a homeschool-friendly state is a state that has little to no regulations on those who homeschool. Question number 10. Which states are considered homeschool-friendly states? Those are Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Connecticut, Delaware, Georgia, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Texas, Utah, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. And all of this is information that I got on the Homeschool Legal Defense website. And again, all this stuff will be in the link in the description box. Question number 11 is, what is gameschooling? Gameschooling is starting to become popular more and more, and that is where you play educational board games or educational video games, or certain apps is considered gameschooling. You can do history. There's lots of history games, science games. You can even be creative and do spelling. You can even do spelling with Scrabble. That's another fun one. So there's lots of fun ways to learn that children don't have to sit and just read out of books all the time. You can add some games in there to help them. What is a homeschool co-op? A homeschool co-op is basically a group of homeschool families that get together and teach each other's children lessons. Like you'll have one mom that teaches a certain math, or you'll have one mom that teaches a certain science. And so that helps a lot if you have a subject that you're not very good in, that other moms are great in. So homeschool co-ops are great. Question number 13 is, why does homeschooling benefit your child? Your child can benefit from homeschooling in many different ways. They get the one-on-one attention that they don't get if they're in a large classroom. They get to move at their pace for each individual subject. They can go faster in one subject. If they're good in that one, they can go slower in another subject. So that helps them go at their own pace. So that helps benefit the children. Number 14, do a lot of parents still homeschool because of religious reasons? That is, I think, a big question that we get asked a lot. There are Christian homeschoolers, there are secular homeschoolers. So not all homeschoolers do it because of religious beliefs. Some do it because their public school system is failing. Some do it because their children have special needs. And some do it because they want their children to learn at their own pace, go at their own pace, and get that one-on-one attention that they need. There is a fly in here and it's driving me crazy. Okay, question number 15. Is it cheaper to homeschool than to send a child to public or private school? Okay, there is no simple answer to that one. You spend a lot on school supplies at the beginning of the year for public and private school. You spend a lot on curriculum here. You buy school supplies here if you don't buy curriculums. So it's not really a yes or no answer to that one. Do homeschoolers have to take standardized testing? It depends on your state's laws and regulations. Now, my children do not participate in state testing. It is not required for us. But if they wish to attend a college, they have to take the SAT or the ACT. So if they go to college, they are required to take a standardized test. There again, check your state. Every one of them is different. Do homeschool students have to take the SAT and ACT? I just answered that one. Question number 18 is, do you recommend homeschooling? I highly recommend homeschooling. It isn't for every family. It works great for us, so I am enjoying every minute of it. I get to see my kids light up when they learn something new. I get to help them learn and explore, and I get to have fun doing stuff with them too. So I highly recommend homeschooling. Okay, here is the number one question I get asked all the time, and so do every homeschool parent out there. Question number 19. How do homeschool children socialize? You get it asked all the time when you homeschool, so get ready. They get socialized a lot. When you are in a homeschool group, they get socialized that way. Our homeschool group does holiday parties, yearbooks, park days, game days, nature walks. We do all kinds of stuff with the homeschool group. And Bailey is a black belt, so he socializes that way. Becca is in gymnastics and she's wanting to start karate. We started volunteering at our local food pantry when Bailey was 18 months old. So he socialized that way, and so did Becca. They can carry on a conversation with a 2-year-old or a 92-year-old. They have no problem interacting with people. So yes, homeschool children do get socialized. All right, question number 20 is, do you have to have patience to homeschool? That's another one of those that says, oh yeah, you have lots of patience, I couldn't do it. Well, we don't always have patience. No, we have our good days and our bad days, but they are our children. And so I love them, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We get it done. Okay, question number 21. What are the types of homeschooling methods? There are 10 types. There are the school at home homeschooling, and I do that one. I use the box curriculum. We use lots of books and all of that, so that's considered the school at home. There's classical homeschooling, Charlotte Mason homeschooling. There is gameschooling, there is unschooling, there is unit studies homeschooling, eclectic homeschooling, game schooling, natural learning homeschooling, and informal learning or self-directed homeschooling. So those are the 10 types of homeschooling methods, and you don't have to fit neatly into one little box. We do a lot of Charlotte Mason, we do a lot of classical, So in a way, we're kind of eclectic. So you're not going to fit just in one little box on that one. All right, question number 22. What are the types of learning? All right, there is a visual learner, an auditory learner, a verbal learner, a physical learner, a logical learner, social learner. All right, question number 23. Bailey gets asked this question a lot. It's, do you get homework if you're homeschooled? Well, if you think about it, Bailey just said all work is homework because it's done at home. But we do our schooling, and then when that's done, we don't do homework later. They don't do more work in the night. We do it during our time. All right, how many hours a day do you homeschool? Question number 24. This is different for every child. It is different for every grade. Bailey's typical day is about a 4-hour day, and that's a long one. Becca's long day is an hour and a half. She's in kindergarten, Bailey's in 5th. So the older they get, the longer it takes to do school. So it's going to be different for every person and curriculum that you use. What time do homeschoolers wake up? That's different for everybody too. We wake up typically between 8 and 9, and we start school between 9 and 10. That's just normal for us. That's our routine. How many days a week do you homeschool? I homeschool 4 days a week, and that works best for us, so I can have a fluctuation day that if we have doctor's appointments, if we have somewhere we have to be, if we're going out of town, we typically homeschool Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and Friday is open if we need to move it around. Question number 27. What is deschooling? Deschooling is a transitional period that your child is going to go through when you take them out of a public or private school. They are going to have to learn to transition from the strict structure of a public or private school setting to the homeschool setting, which is more of a laid-back, relaxed type setting. And I've had several moms that were teachers that have come home to homeschool, and they have said they had to go through the deschooling process. And as a parent learning to homeschool your child, you're going to go through the deschooling process too. Because like I went to a public school, and then I had this mindset of what school was supposed to look like. But when I got home and started homeschooling, we didn't do that. It's not as strict of a structure. We are more relaxed. So just give yourself some grace, give your child some grace. You're going to have your good days and your bad days, but know there is a transitional period for everybody when you start homeschooling. All right, question number 28 is, do homeschoolers get sick days? Yes, they do. But it's not, oh, my stomach hurts, or oh, I'm really tired, or that kind of sick day. Here in our house, my children have to be running a fever, go to the doctor, or be throwing up or something to get a sick day. We don't take a sick day because, oh, I'm just tired, I don't want to do it today, or my stomach hurts, I just want to lay down. We don't do those kind of sick days. You have to be sick. Do homeschoolers have friends? Oh, yes, they do. Bailey actually has homeschool friends all over the U.S. that he talks to on a weekly basis. He's got friends from karate. He has friends from the neighborhood. He has friends, like I said, from different states. So, yes, homeschoolers do have friends. And number 30, the last one, is, do homeschoolers wear pajamas all day? Yes and no. In our house, if we're not going anywhere, we stay in our pajamas all day. I brush my hair, I don't put any makeup on, I just run around in pajamas. And since we have been home a lot on lockdown, I have been in pajamas a lot. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you lots of information. I hope it answered your questions. If you have more questions, drop them in the comments below. I would love to answer them. These were just the 30 most common homeschool questions that we get asked. So everyone, remember to be safe, be careful, be kind, and be considerate, and have a great day. Bye.